talking about the Ravens, obviously, really the only news in Baltimore is Lamar Jackson. And it's really kind of all over the place. I know everybody's saying they want to get this deal done, but I got two questions. One is, are they? And two, should they?
Well, I'll
Now,
answer your second question first. Yes, absolutely, they should.
let me explain that question. Is there a possibility that the Ravens are Lamar Jackson's problem and not the other way around? That he could flourish like Jalen Hurts in a better offense?
That's my whole thought on it, is the fact that you have to look at, like, the offense that they ran was tailored around Lamar Jackson and what he can do. And I understand why they kept it that way, because he won an MVP in that offense and running that offense. You got to build your offense to be more quarterback friendly. In the NFL, your quarterback has to be a quarterback. I understand he can get 1,000 yards rushing. That's cool, dude. You need your quarterback to have 4,000 yards passing and 30 touchdowns minimum. They have to build the offense to put the pieces around him. Your best receiver, and I know people are going to say, well, Mahomes and Kelsey, your best receiver can't be a tight end. It shouldn't be a tight end. It just shouldn't. Mark Andrews is great. I understand that. You have to get real receivers on your team. Like, even the Chiefs went out and signed Smith Schuster and signed Marcus Valdez Scantling to come in and at least be real receivers that have, enough talent to be able to get the job done, and in a different offense. So should they? They absolutely should. They should also find a new OC, which they're going to be doing in this offseason. I think that matters. You also have to build the roster around the quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they will, because of the amount of money Lamar Jackson's going to want. Do you say, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do a sign and trade on Lamar, trade him somewhere else, and draft one of these quarterbacks like an Anthony Richardson, who, from a rushing standpoint, can be a lot like Lamar. Nobody's going to be Lamar, but he can be a lot like Lamar. And you have him on his rookie contract. You can go out, build the team around him. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I think any team in the league would be lucky to have Lamar Jackson.
Without a doubt. And and the Ravens know that. They know that they would be lucky to have him, and they don't want someone else to have him, just as equally as they want to keep him. I know they're looking for offensive coordinators. I know they've asked to speak to Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City, which I don't know why he would leave Kansas City. I know that he might have. They were talking about him in Tennessee too. I don't know why he would leave the Chiefs unless it's for a head coaching position. That doesn't make any sense to me, unless he's just bored and he wants to rebuild something else, which I can see that, but there might be a couple more rings to pick up sitting on the right side of Andy Reid in Kansas City. So for a guy that talented to not be having the conversations about him that Jalen Hurts is having, it has to be talked about. And I think it's because they're holding him back in Baltimore, and I hope they get that fixed. Maybe I'm a Colts fan and a Dolphins fan, so maybe I hope they don't get
Yeah,
that
exactly.
fixed. So anyway, we'll see. I mean, they're saying they're trying to get it done, but there's a little bit of bad blood there. I mean, there's a lot of players that have come out and said that they told Jackson that the Ravens they're playing games with him, and that he should have held out and not played, and kind of the whole thing. And now I know he feels spurned. A little bit of bad blood there. I saw somebody. I don't think we've talked since I saw this. This guy I went to high school with. He's one of these people who doesn't know shit, and he thinks he knows everything. Said that the Colts have no business bringing in Lamar Jackson because of his attitude isn't Colt-like. I don't know what that means. That sounds like some entitled bullshit to me. Indianapolis would be foolish not to snatch Lamar Jackson if they could and build a team around him. It would just be ridiculous. Any team, really, other than a team that's set, right? I mean, like the Eagles aren't going to bring somebody in. The Vikings aren't going to bring somebody in. The Bills aren't going to bring Lamar Jackson in. But there's a lot of teams out there that if they could get their hands on him would be foolish not to change everything they're doing just to bring that kid in.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I don't care about the number 4 pick. If the Colts want to trade the next 2 first round picks and a couple more for Lamar Jackson, please bring Lamar Jackson to Indy.